Hey, today we're going to be going over the Domo CLI tool. This tool, honestly, it's a really great feature of Domo. It's probably pretty underutilized, and that might be because it's a little daunting to get started with. But today I'm going to show you exactly how step by step you can use the CLI tool, and you can overcome any pitfalls that you might encounter. So first of all, if you go to your Domo instance, come to the admin section, and then we're going to come to these triple dots down here and come to Tools Download. And now we're going to download the CLI. So we'll try the CLI, and it'll download this massive file. And a bigger requirement to use this tool is you have to have Java installed on your computer. And so if you don't, you most likely do, but if you don't, you'll go to java.com and you'll download Java. And then that way you'll be able to use the CLI tool. And so now, let's see. Now that we have it downloaded, we'll come here to our downloads, and I'm going to put this into a folder I have called CLI. And so for me, best practice is to create a folder that you'll use because you're going to be saving a lot of different files probably from your Domo instance. So create a folder that you're comfortable with. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go into the command line. So I use Visual Studio Code just because it's very easy to get started with, free to download. And a nice feature is I'm here in my CLI folder. I can right click it and say open an integrated terminal. And it takes me right to the folder that I need to be in. So I don't have to CD into any folders or anything. So that's super nice. Okay, so let's get started. So now we're going to type in the first command, which is going to be identical each time. It's java-jar domo util.jar. Oh, let's see. Oh, I got to make it uppercase. Okay, cool. So now it has some explanation about the CLI. So now I'm going to type in help. And this is a best practice where anytime you're stuck in the CLI tool, you just type in help, right? It shows you all the different commands that you need. And so in this case, we can get specific information on a command. So like if I wanted, the first command that I'm going to do is connect. And so if I come in here and say help connect dash connect, oh no, just connect, then it'll say connect to a Domo server, and it shows the flags that we have to pass in. And so these dash here are called flags in the CLI. And so in this case, to connect to a Domo instance, we're going to type in the connect command, pass the flag S for server, and type in our server, and then the T for token for access token. And so, you can do username and password or access token. I'm going to do access token here just because I'm pretty familiar with that. And so we're going to come back here to admin, and let's just generate an access token real quick. So if we come here to our keys, access tokens, let's make one real quick, and we'll just make this one for a day for my user. And we'll just say it's for the CLI. Cool. So we'll generate it. And now we'll copy this, and we're going to save this to use later. Great. Okay. So now let's come back here. And so now we have all our instructions here. So now let's do connect server. We're going to do our Domo Dojo instance. And token. We're going to copy that token that we just generated, paste it in, and press enter. And so now a helpful command is you can say, who am I? And you can make sure that if it returns back who you are, then that means we have connected to the server correctly, which is awesome. And so now again, like I said, I'm just going to do this very raw, but I always type in help to look at all the different commands that we have. And so in this tutorial, I'm going to do a very simple command where a very common use case is to use the CLI to programmatically run a connector, right? And so in this case, I'm going to come here and look for the command that I need, and I think it is, let's see, is it data flow run now or data set run now? I think, yeah. Let's see what that one does. Help data set run now. It starts a Domo dataset import. Awesome. Okay, cool. So now what I need is I need the stream ID of the dataset that I'm going to import. And so let's just show you real quick. Again, this is pretty raw. I'm going to come in here to my Dojo instance and find a. Let's see. Let's go for. Yeah, let's come in here. Okay. Okay, so we're actually going to use this COVID data set, this COVID tracker. And so I don't know what the stream ID is off the top of my head. So I'm actually going to come in here and inspect and come to my network tab. And so now, we can figure out what the stream ID is. So if I say run now and come to executions, we can see the stream ID is 374. And so if you have any questions about sniffing network traffic, I do have a video on that. And so I'm going through this pretty quickly. So 374 is what we have. And so now I'm going to stop this import real quick because I want to show you how we can programmatically do an import. So now what we'll do is we're going to do dataset run now and pass in the stream ID, which is, what was it, 374. Now I'll press enter. Oh, exactly one of this. Import ID. Oh, okay, sorry. I think this needs to be an S for stream. Enter. ID. What else does it need? One sec. Okay, got a little tripped up there. So here is the proper command. Dataset run now, I stream ID -S, and we just leave it blank. So now if I run it and come back, we can see that it programmatically started our import. And so that's a quick example of how you can use the CLI, right? So in this case, if you wanted to have have your own application, start a connector or something like that, you could do it with the CLI. So recapping a couple of best practices here. Like I said, with this CLI, you're not going to remember these commands. So I would always make sure that you type in help to look at all the different commands. And they add more every month. And so in this case, it's really helpful to always do the help command. I would definitely recommend it. I would also recommend create a folder for yourself because you can save files, right? So for example, I can get data flow details or data flow JSON files, the definition of a data flow, and save it to here and then edit it, which I'll do in a future video. And so it's helpful to have a folder to reduce clutter. So in this case, have a Domo folder, maybe put a CLI folder in your Domo folder, keep this Domo util jar in the folder so that you can use the CLI whenever. And then I would probably recommend, like I said, you can do username and password to authenticate or an access token. Whichever is better for the security of your Domo environment, I would definitely recommend. But yeah, hope you found this helpful. Thanks.